IVM.
Never before in the history of radio, television, film or dance bars has there been a show like The Seen and the Unseen. Well, it's mostly about the scene because who knows what the unseen is. And it's a podcast hosted by Amit Verma. New episodes out on the IVM podcast website, app or wherever you get your podcast from. Alright, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Broacha on Cyrus Says Valentine's Day Special.
No!
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
You know, Cyrus Says, I have to tell you something. At the budget speech, the great man, our finance minister, clearly said that you don't pay for public use ever again. It's for public and it's from the government. It's the Samaj ka seva that we all wanted. Well, it's not true. I was at the domestic airport picking up my son a few days back. I spent 6 rupees to urinate 3 times. That's $2 a pee. $2 a pee. What kind of world do we live in when we have to pay 2 rupees just to urinate? And let me tell you, I have a problem with open defecation, but now I think it's the right way to go. Because let's face it, if I'm going to pay for doing that, then I might as well save my money and just go to the old version of the toilet, which is everywhere. It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Let's start with this. Long ago, because I'm talking about stories. Long ago, Storytel is an audiobook streaming service. It's also now, not just long ago. Listen when you travel, exercise or cook. And cook, I mean veg or non-veg. We don't make distinctions. In English, Hindi and Marathi. It's available in 3 languages and someday it'll be available in 4. Download Storytel app from the Play Store for a free trial. Okay, Cyrus Says it's a Valentine's Day special, or as we like to call it, Valentine's Day is special in Punjab and Haryana. And with us today is my beautiful wife, Ayesha, ex-Munani, now Broacha, but wants to be Munani again, and rightly so, hopefully by Sunday. Amit Doshi joins us as anchor, because it's a little odd.
Mediator.
As mediator. It's a little odd for, husband-wife to discuss themselves without saucepans flying.
Yeah.
So, Amit Doshi, take over. You're the host of the special
Right.
Cyrus Says Valentine's Day is special.
Okay, so I guess the first and most obvious question that everybody would like to know is, how'd you guys meet? And actually, let Ayesha say a word yet. She hasn't said a word yet.
Or rather, who shaves more?
But Ayesha,
these are the two questions
listen,
that I
Cyrus,
think.
we get a lot of complaints about not letting people talk on the show. I think we should
Another
let Ayesha talk.
Arnab Goswami.
What? It's Goswami. It's a very popular name. I don't know why. After all that he's done, you can't get his name right. You're going to be very popular with the other anchors, I can tell you. All right. Question number 1.
How did
from
you guys
Amit.
meet? Ayesha, how did you guys meet?
I heard Cyrus on a radio show on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, actually,
Really?
that's true. In 1994.
Wow.
1994, Valentine's Day.
1995. It was 1995.
1995, yeah.
Okay, wow. That's...
And then I told my roommates about him and they were horrified. They knew him and had nothing good to say and warned me. And I didn't heed their warnings.
you did
And
not.
here we are, many years later.
That show was from Akashwani, where you have to open the lock yourself because the guy who carries the key can't find it and all. It's hilarious, the
Okay.
whole culture. Those days in the 90s. So apparently she heard us on the radio. And post that, we actually met...
Heard us?
Well, me and somebody was on, I can't
Okay,
remember
alright.
details, but it was a Valentine's Day special. Not a bloody special. Every year we do a Valentine's Day special. It's so bloody special, we can't remember the last special. But anyway, coming back to this, I also freelance. I'd gone to the States to study method acting, which of course me and Shahid Kapoor have not been able to get our hands on. And then I came back and had nothing to do. Long story short,
Right.
one of the things we did was dabble in advertising, so I would write copy. So there was this Anubhav Teak Farms, that was the client who was given to us.
Can we bitch out, what was his name? Samir
Who
Hafiz?
never paid us.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he
please,
must be around
slam him.
somewhere.
We'll come to that. So first, I wanted to find a visualizer to work with me. And I
Okay.
requested the guy, this same fellow, that can I please get a girl because I have to work long hours. I don't want to work with a man. Sorry, Naveen. Different folks with different strokes. I mean, the other way around. So then the first girl we called, I've told this story many times. The girl was the perennial South Bombay girl having a bath.
Okay.
Which never ended. The second girl never got back to me. I think she found it very strange because, who are you, where are you from, and
Right.
a little uncomfortable. And the third was Ayesha.
Who
And
need-
all I told
desperately
Ayesha,
needed the
all I
money.
told Ayesha,
Slaved
and
my
all-
ass off.
and all I told
Didn't
Ayesha,
get paid.
May I finish, please? All I told Ayesha was,
Can I get a
meet
word
me
in
at-
edgeways?
No, I was supposed to set up a meeting. Nas Cafe, which used to be there, Malabar,
Yeah, I
where I
remember
live.
that
As you
place.
know,
Coming
you're
back,
from-
it's coming
You're from
back.
the same area.
Is it coming back,
I don't
really?
know. They're building a
No,
building
no,
there now.
there's
I don't know
nothing
what it
coming
is.
back.
So
I don't
said-
think they put a
so she said,
restaurant
how will I
back there."
recognize you? Can you have a conversation offline? How will you recognize each other? So I said, I have a German Shepherd dog and I'll be wearing short pants and I'll be standing outside Nas. She said, but are you sure? So I said, there won't be a second guy with a German Shepherd dog in short pants standing outside Nas. It'll be just me.
Actually, no, that's not true, man.
There wasn't.
But
There was just me.
that-
Anyway, listen.
Okay, all right.
The setup is this. So it's 7 o'clock sharp as usual on time. I'm there 6:57.
Because he had to walk down from his house. Which
Yeah.
was a 2-minute walk.
Till 7:20, nobody came. Nobody came.
I
turned and
was
went
a
home.
hostelite
At
living in
7:30,
Colaba,
there was
having
a
to
phone
take a
call,
bus.
Amit Doshi, in my house saying that I'm just leaving Sophia now.
I
was
wasn't
like, are
in
you out
Sophia's.
of your friggin' mind?
I was all about town, and I didn't know Malabar
She was
Hill.
nowhere
It
close
wasn't-
to the
It
target.
wasn't in my radius of
There
existence.
was no mobile phone.
I had no idea how to get there.
She was late for the first appointment.
Okay.
So to punish her, I married her. Long
And the
story.
punishment
I
has
don't
been
know.
hard and
I
bad
know,
and
yeah, I would
long
have
and
to-
never ending.
Yeah, that is a long time to be.
Awkward silence from
Yeah.
a man who's never been married, Amit Doshi.
Yes.
So that's our story.
Okay.
A romantic and beautiful one that touched the chord of your heart and
Yes.
made you cry if you were
The chord
between
of
the
your
ages
heart,
of
not the
18 and
chord of your
75.
But so
The
how is
chords.
it? I mean, like seriously, it's
It's
one of the
like this. She corrects me all the time.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, hold on for a second. Let me ask her a couple of questions now, right? So one of the things that we constantly get on YouTube, right, on our comments page, is Cyrus doesn't let people talk. Cyrus doesn't let people talk. Is that like
Do you see?
universal?
I mean, do you
Yeah,
see what's
okay.
going on here?
All right, so that's basically
Yeah.
that doesn't change.
Well, I mean, that's any married couple.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
no. I'm sorry.
How do you survive marriage? Just
People
keep
are
talking
far
so you don't know
more
what's happening.
democratic. Husband talks,
Ayesha, you and
wife
democratic?
talks. It's like a
You and
WhatsApp
democratic?
chat. You send the chat. You send your message, then
Let
the
me
person
tell
replies.
you, you and democratic.
Well, you're not
Our
democratic.
present government is more
My
democratic.
lips are sealed.
What are you saying?
I can't say anything.
My wife is not democratic.
And then not only
It's her way or
our
her way?
marriage. Let me tell you, our marriage is not just us.
Right.
We have Kunal in the
Of course.
in the picture.
Of course,
So
of
I
course.
married. I've got
You-
2 for 1.
Yes, you do.
And not the best too.
And you have to see them now as they get older.
Ah.
You know, they both sit there. Their minds are, it's like one big brain, which is chauvinistic, lazy, anti anything I say. I open my mouth and the 2 of them come at me.
But you know, the funny thing is, Ayesha is like the devil's advocate. Whatever you say, she takes the other side.
I'm not.
So if you say Dawood Ibrahim is a good,
I am
is
a
a bad
woman.
man, she'll say, no, he's a good man.
No, I am
It's
a
like
woman,
that.
and the 2 of you are chauvinistic
Listen,
as they
Kunal
get.
is almost a woman.
Men, all right.
I don't understand
you
that.
may see him as a woman, and which is why you may have him there. But in from my perspective, 2
I was-
very chauvinistic Indian
Amit, you have
men
anything stronger than Diet Coke?
still wanting their mamas to do everything, and not the mamas, then the other ladies.
From the outside looking in, I always thought that Kunal always used to take your side.
Sometimes.
On stuff.
Of late, they have become a force.
Not when we're the 3 of us sitting.
Really?
Amit,
Okay.
to make it a fair argument, I always let them be together.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no chance for them. So if they're together, they may have a chance against me. So I always do that. I'm egalitarian and I like to balance things out to be fair and equal. Yeah. But it's a great marriage,
Yeah.
Kunal and mine.
Of course,
Very
of
good.
course.
Very good.
Of course.
That's
of
why
course.
the marriage has survived, let me tell you.
Yeah.
If it was one or the other,
Because
it
he
would
always
have
has
lasted through the first month.
Kunal always has a car and driver, which is very important for a marriage. So we need that.
No, not at all. I drive
Sometimes he
myself.
was the driver, but that's another story.
No. Kunal is creative. He is, has a good
He
color
coughs a lot,
sense.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
He's very dandy. He's on the line of gender, I'm telling you.
No, he is stylish.
He's very...
Very
You say
stylish.
stylish?
Stylish.
I like you use the word flamboyant and dandy.
No, doesn't matter. It works for me. That part of it
He
works
wears
for me.
watermelon shirts.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
know. I've seen
matter.
those.
You see those
He
shirts?
wears these pink,
Which
like,
make him look like
bright
a watermelon.
pink
Yes,
shirts.
yes.
Yeah, I've seen him
The
wear those.
human watermelon. People go, Kalingar, kita.
All right. Cool. So, I don't know. What else should we ask about?
Worst question in my
Yes.
marriage? Is Cyrus funny at home?
Is Cyrus funny
The
at home?
worst thing is how do you take care of the third child. That really gets to her.
Okay.
When they insinuate third child.
Yeah, no, oh, your 3 children. 2 of them have grown up. What about the third? I'm stuck with him.
But that
Ew.
seems, I think that's
Awful.
that is kind of...
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Let's use this as a platform.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is about
Any
romance.
nice men out there?
Lots of nice men out
Available?
there. I'm also looking.
Not single, but can be single for you.
Okay, but just tell them your habits. You get up at 3:30 in the morning, shave your legs and go for a run.
Doesn't
Men
matter.
have to be able to accept that.
Runners preferred.
Oh yeah, actually I've heard a lot about your running as well. That is something that he has brought up over
Yeah,
and
she
over
runs,
and over
but
again.
she comes back also.
Huh?
Yeah, never run far away enough.
But it is, from what I understand, the fact that you go so early for running basically brings a lot of anguish to him when he sees other runners on the road.
I hate
and
runners.
he feels hatred towards
No,
them.
he also wakes up early.
No, but I hate the runners because of your attitude. It's not about exercising. You can exercise. That's good. My point is that you run across... Listen, Amit, please explain to me. As a motorist, you and I understand we're on the same page here. The roads are for cars and the pavement is for pedestrians.
Listen,
when you have runners pretending to be cars, what am I supposed to do? Take my big car and go to the
Give us our
pavement?
space.
No, tell me, carry my car on my shoulder and walk? What should I do?
Try it. It might
No,
work.
it's not fair. It's not fair.
Says who?
What you're doing is sheer bullying. They turn their back on us and they run. All these strange-looking people. I mean, it's just wrong.
You
It's-
have to
it's
fit us
terrorism
in.
of another kind.
Doesn't matter.
No,
And
it's-
she's one of them. She's one of them.
She is one.
100%.
Yeah.
Though I've warned all my runner friends to run on the side of the road at the time that I think Cyrus is leaving the house.
Okay.
Just in
The thought
case.
crosses my mind, Amit Doshi, to
Just-
go a little faster and
Well-
one less Indian. But you know, I mean, you don't do
Yeah,
that.
you
don't
shouldn't.
can't really.
That's a little bit
I mean,
more.
just think about it. It's like a fantasy, but you don't really kill.
All right. Should we go into so we got a ton of questions from different people when we didn't even actually let people know that Ayesha was coming on, but we just asked people for
Well, Ayesha took 4 days to give me a reply when Naveen or you called me the first time.
Okay.
Took 4 days.
Fine, yeah,
4 days. Should I not? Should I? She's a Gemini. Geminis are like
No,
that.
no. This is a taste of your own
Yeah,
medicine when
there
you
you
don't really want to do anything, you know.
In
Shall we
4
go for
minutes,
this party?
She can abuse my parents, abuse me, and then hug me in the course of 4 minutes. So, please don't marry Geminis. Out there, other 11 signs, here's my warning. Marry any other sign, but not a Gemini. Geminis are just not easy to deal with. They're really too two-faced. And you
Yeah,
can't
be
handle
careful.
two-faced. Very
The
dangerous.
Geminis of the
Amit,
world
are you
will
a
unite
Gemini?
and
I don't know what I am.
June born?
January born.
Oh, you're fine. You're Capricorn.
Apparently things changed now. I used to be an Aquarian, but apparently things have now they've shifted. Yeah. The
Which calendar are you
I
following?
don't know. Star signs shifted. I was born on the 21st of Jan, right? So that's the day when
Cusp.
Aquarian's supposed to start.
Yeah.
But apparently now I'm a Capricorn. I've been told.
He's been downgraded. Okay, no worries.
Yeah. But I mean, these signs were set up like 2,000 years ago, right? So it's not exactly a year to a year kind of this, right?
like
so
Easter
it's shifted a little bit.
seems to be shifting
Yeah.
every
So if
year.
you're on the cusp on one of the end dates or beginning dates, you have a problem.
Yeah.
Middle dates like me,
You're
Central,
fine.
7th August, no change.
Yeah.
All right, move.
Okay, let's get some questions in. Hey, so this is Clinton Neil D'Souza.
He's a South African wicketkeeper
Yep.
batsman.
Okay, now these are all Twitter questions I'm going to go through right now, right? So Clinton Neil D'Souza, Cyrus, what is love?
What is love? What is love? What is love that I'm feeling? This is a very difficult question after having 2 kids and living with parents. I don't know what love is anymore.
What about living with wife?
For me,
That
I know
doesn't
that didn't
figure.
even come into
for me, I suppose the highest love is that between a man and himself. Because that love seems to stay, whatever happens.
Yeah.
So to be honest, on Valentine's Day, it's love for me.
Okay, that was not quite
Aisha,
I
right.
don't
Would
think
you
it's
like to-
Valentine's Day. It's love for you always. I, me, myself.
No, I'm just using the
Cyrus.
platform of Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What is
What
love
do you
for
think? What do you think is love?
God.
Running a 42-kilometer marathon. And then taking an Uber back.
I've been married too long.
How
What
ironic
is
is that?
love? What is love? I don't know.
I,
Say what you feel when you look at me when I'm naked and how beautiful I am.
Sorry, repulsion, but now, that's not love. I'm staying away from that.
Not what I trained her to say, but
No, I know.
life has changed
You don't get
along
your-
with the dates. Yeah.
okay. All right. What's the best way to make a bucker off my Valentine? This is Amit Patel. Amit, you got like a sad idea of Valentine.
Why don't you just not turn up? I think
Oh,
that's
no.
good enough. Invite her to a place and not turn up. In the end, she'll thank you for it, I'm sure.
I would think so. If this is what you think is fun, then
But
yeah.
I had a terrible experience on Valentine's Day when I was in college. Because I was trying to give this girl a Valentine's Day card in the taxi, which was in the back of my pant. And she suddenly pulled out a card. I said, what? And she said, will you write this? I like this guy. And will you write it for me because you're a good writer and all that. So I had to write the Valentine's Day card for another guy. And my Valentine's Day card was in my back pocket and stayed there.
And who was the girl? if I might
I can't
ask.
say names,
Another one of the imaginary ones. Okay,
All right, let's just say that. Let's just say imaginary. That's good.
This is a non-Valentine's question,
Goodie.
but let me just ask it anyway. Have you ever worked with Govinda? I just imagine you two as
I
a
have,
really
I
good...
have.
She's worked longer, but I've done 2 interviews.
I have.
Okay, you as a photographer.
Yes, as a photographer, he is very nice.
Yeah.
I worked on Bade Miyan, Chote Miyan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the movie.
That was the
in fact.
last time that he mentally
No,
everything was good.
and then I worked on another film where we were in Mauritius.
Okay.
And I came down with,
fever. Malaria.
I think German measles actually.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
you went to Mauritius, how do you get German measles? You get Mauritian
I
measles.
don't know. And I
What the
was
hell?
very, very ill. And, in those days...
One
there were
minute.
Very
Stop
few...
about the measles. You can't go to Mauritius and get another country's measles. That doesn't work.
Okay, quiet.
So you got Mauritian measles.
No, anyway, I
Or
was...
you were in Germany.
I was very ill.
Huh?
And he was
You were very ill when you married me,
really,
clearly.
really good to me. I
Right.
mean, you needed a star or the producer or somebody to kind of take care
I
of
thought
it.
Sunil Shetty was good to you.
That was on another trip.
You kept
Okay.
falling
But-
sick. That was
No, I
Mauritian
wasn't
measles.
sick.
Wait,
I
do
was
you do
trying
a
to
lot
get
of
out.
film photography like that?
For a few
she
years
did the
I
first
did.
coffee book of
No,
Hindi films.
side. No.
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum was made into a coffee book. It was hers. the
Oh,
first
okay.
one.
All right, that's cool.
You know, the one that
It's called
signed
a coffee table
coffee
book.
table
Coffee table book, yeah.
Kramer's thing in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Similar,
Coffee book or something like that was. But yeah, I know what a coffee table book
That
is.
was the name.
No,
Coffee
he was
book.
he was really nice. He was a nice man.
That's great.
He was a nice man to me too, but except he didn't know what he was saying. But it was really nice.
Okay, when did you interview him?
For Partner and for one more film before which I can't understand. Partner was the film where he broke down. He cried while telling us things.
Oh, really?
Very
Okay.
interesting, yeah. Asked him about being a member of parliament because they'd just written a thing about him being the lowest attended member of parliament for that year, 1 out of 15 sessions. And so I asked him one question and he cried about how there's na bijli, na khana, na pina, na ghar hai in log ke paas. And I don't know, we took off on a tangent about poor people.
Okay.
And I don't know where it came from. But I also tried to cry, but I didn't feel the same thing, so I didn't cry.
He is...
Yeah.
But why do you ask this question? I mean,
Well, so this,
that's odd.
These are random
these are
questions.
random
This is a
questions that we
random
get
show,
from
for
people.
God's sake. This is not
So,
Einstein's
listeners
theory of
send us
relativity.
questions.
It's not specific.
So-
No, I'm really glad because I haven't worked with anybody, in the last... I don't even know who the actors and actresses are. They all
Ranbir Kapoor, Ranveer
they
Singh,
all look the same.
Raju
The
Hegde.
women more than the men. At least the men, there's only 2 or 3 of them.
But
There's 60 of them.
also
Only
all
2 or
look
3 of
the
them are
same.
known.
They also all look the same.
Okay.
that's a bit
women
mean.
are just...
Oh, they do,
I
man.
hate
The
to
women
tell
or the
you.
men?
Both of them.
The men and women look alike?
No.
Very confusing.
The women look alike and the men look alike.
Oh, okay, all right.
There is a sameness to how Bollywood is.
Fair enough.
progressing.
Let's take a break. This is too much for me to digest.
cool.
And when we come back, there's lots more to talk about with Ayesha Broacha.
I
Now
don't
my
say
wife
Ayesha Munani only.
now wants to be
Let's
single
knock
again.
the brocha
I free you
off.
from this marriage.
Yeah,
The moment the interviews are over, you're over.
Yeah. No, I will do whoopee as I leave.
We've gone into break. Whoopi, you do later.
Hi, I'm Ambika.
I'm Hoshna. Over the last couple of years during our travels across India, we've had the privilege to meet and interact with a number of passionate people who are involved in preservation or conservation of a local heritage, art form or culture, or even environment and wildlife.
So, in this season, we shine a light on some of these individuals and organizations and the work they are doing, many of whom are using travel as a means to give back to their communities.
By showcasing these wonderful people and bringing their work to a larger audience, it's our small way of aiding their effort and giving you an opportunity to be part of a unique travel experience. New episodes of the Rediscovery podcast out every Monday on IVM Podcasts.
All right, back here with my crazy friend Amit. I was about to say wife, then I
yeah,
said
it's
maybe
probably
it's not a
better
good idea.
friend is
Yeah,
better
we have to
idea,
meet
not a
later
good
in the day.
idea.
Yeah. So,
No.
my crazy friend Amit
Yes,
and
the
my
crazy
lovely
friend, Amit.
wife, beautiful as she's put out words I have to use, stupendous, very interesting, passionate, dynamic wife.
All real, all
Ayesha.
real.
Good mother, average wife, but great person. Ayesha, tell us more. You started your career as a photographer with the wonderful Atul Kasbekar, who is now on TV doing a show which no one should ever watch in their entire life. Go on.
No comment about that.
But tell us a little bit about your photography career. This is what we bring people on and we talk about their career. Now, enough about romance. Romance didn't work. In any case, the Roman dynasty.
Everybody is a
what do you work
photographer.
with?
There's no room for me anymore.
That's true. Everyone's a
That is
photographer.
true,
man.
yeah.
And
That
everywhere
is
you
true.
go,
I'm
I see
finding
people on the road with their phones, but they're lighting properly. They're looking at the clouds for 5 minutes. And
No, I don't know whether they light or everybody is
they-
a photographer.
they
Everybody
filter and
takes
all.
No, it's all, I mean, I spend years.
Arey, forget that. You're feeling
trying
bad
to
about your
hone my
profession.
Photoshop
You know how many bloody
skills.
comedians there are
now
out there?
You hit a button and it
That's all
clears up
clear.
your whole picture and, the perspective is sorted
And
out.
that's one
and-
thing. Aisha never says picture. She says picture. Like the beer picture.
Okay.
From childhood. And when Kunal corrected her, she said, no.
It's better
picture.
than saying click.
What's click?
it's a lovely click. A lot
Oh,
of
really?
people say
People
that.
say- Yeah,
Have
that's
you
right. I
haven't
have
seen
heard
that?
that. I have heard that. It's
Yeah.
been a long time since I've heard that, but I have.
The only time I
God,
heard that,
all Facebook
only time
posts
I-
on photography
only time I
is
heard that-
great click. I'm like,
the
hello.
only time I heard that was in Alibag when we had this new cock and it went click click. Cock is rooster.
I understood that, but I didn't know that.
And they make sounds like click click. You can ask Naveen, who's an expert on roosters.
Roosters? Yeah, okay.
All right. Back to photography. Tell us more
No,
about
photography has now morphed into
but you
into
started.
painting.
Oh, you're doing painting these days?
Yeah, painting, and I've just.
So she does
with a
houses,
friend,
she does bathrooms, she does the flats, and at very good rates.
Come on,
So instead of calling Raju, you can call Ayesha.
What kind of stuff do you? What kind of art do you work in?
Well, Renaissance.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, go on.
I can step out.
Don't step out.
So then,
It's just like another day in our marriage. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Be different today. Come on.
no, I paint women,
Okay.
Bombay women, urban women.
Oh, okay.
Not on them.
I paint.
Paints portraits of them.
I would assume
okay,
so.
okay.
I paint.
Because a passerby, you go like, it's not like that. Sorry, auntie. Huh.
Sorry, you're not funny.
Okay, go on. I won't interrupt. Go on. So she paints women. She likes to...
Go on. Can I go on? You're not letting me go on.
The floor is yours, Ayesha
Not
Monaghan.
saying a word.
About painting women. Subject painting women.
So
Please go.
I paint women, and I primarily started painting a lot for myself because I wanted nice art in my house.
Okay.
I haven't been allowed the space to hang up my art on our walls.
Because we have
My-
relatives hanging all the way.
My
Massive
family,
house, man.
yeah, well, my family's taste in art is somewhat different from my taste in art, sadly.
Okay.
I don't approve of their art at all, but one day maybe.
Their art is basically pictures of me in various stages
Yeah.
of undress.
Okay.
and the
keeps the
rest
guests
of the
out.
family, and all faded, and they put up the most ghastly photographs. But anyway, that's what adorns the walls. So I started painting.
Right.
And then because I couldn't put it up in my house and a lot of people like my art, I tried to sell it.
Okay.
Some of it got sold.
Oh, that's great.
I hope to sell some
Is there
more.
a place online where people can go and buy it?
I have a Facebook page.
On a Facebook page?
Yeah, Ayesha Broacha, illustrator.
There
Slowly,
you go.
slowly.
Go look at the
Ayesha Broacha, illustrator.
onto the Facebook.
On
Please.
Facebook.
Yeah, please go over there and see. Check out the paintings.
And GST will be charged, but it's not very expensive. Our rates are what? Between 20 grand and 50 grand at the
No,
moment.
not even. I'm a very
will negotiate.
affordable artist. Very affordable because I like to buy affordable
You buy 3
art.
paintings, you get the husband free, right?
Oh my God, nobody will come, Sai. But recently did an interesting project which will be out at the end of the month.
Okay.
So there's an NGO from the UK, part of the,
It's the UK because A-E-I-O-U are
Okay,
vowels.
whatever.
Hence it becomes the before a vowel.
Where
Again we'll do it. The UK.
elephants, 101 elephants were sent to various artists all over India.
Okay.
One sec.
To be
Let me explain.
rendered.
Not real elephants. The British aren't that bad. They try to save the real elephants.
Okay.
These are elephant, what do you call them? Figurines.
They're not Sai.
Motifs.
No, they're
Emblems.
They're sculptures.
4 foot,
okay, all right,
4 foot
yeah.
high and quite big.
Okay.
Pretty large.
They look like
elephants.
Naveen,
It's
basically.
part of what they call the elephant parade.
Okay.
So a friend of mine, Elsie, got an elephant and asked me
Elsie
to
Nanji,
help
she's a
her.
very famous advertising and
Yeah.
architectural design
And so we
person.
collaborated
worth crores
on
of
this
rupees and
project.
should be raided immediately. Yeah.
And we painted an elephant.
Okay.
And it's one part of the 101 elephant collection will be out at the end of the month on Chowpatty. It's going to be a big event.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you
all
don't
right.
follow, it's what happened to the Dalmatians. You see at the end of the picture, 101 Dalmatians, what happens to them? They become elephants. This is the continuation of the cartoon. Okay, I'm just kidding. 101 elephants is for the elephant corridor, which the British, since we Indians don't do anything for our own environment, they have decided to come and help us create a corridor in the
Create
south.
101 elephant corridors. So
Okay.
they're raising money for this
Okay.
effort.
For them to cross state-wise,
one
you
to
know,
state, yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
easy.
Right.
to be able to freely move between forests
Okay.
So
all
unlike
across the country.
the MNS here who don't want foreigners and people from outside their state to come in, here with the elephants from different states can merge, in a secular fashion.
Right.
And have fun. And have like elephant parks and elephant markets, malls.
It's basically a wilderness strip, right? I mean,
It
that's
is.
what you're trying.
Yeah,
You're trying to create
yeah.
like
It's an NGO to sort of
Yeah.
assist with conservation.
That's really
of,
cool.
of the Asian
so
elephant.
this is at the end of the month. and
But
it's gonna
if,
be at
if by
Chowpatty.
mistake an African elephant comes, he's welcome to, brother. It's not a problem.
No, I think not.
No, it's
What's
gonna be
your
a huge-
problem,
Yeah,
Amit?
no, I think they're xenophobic about elephants. Man.
What kind of Amit are you?
No, I think there is a thing about when you're trying to do conservation, you don't move populations from one
Correct.
place to the other.
Yeah, I was being flippant.
Trying to be funny.
Trying to be funny.
As was I, which I failed.
Oh, we both failed. We should be elephants. We'll be better at that and walk through corridors. Yeah, Ayesha, tell us more. So she painted that. It took her many days to do, and unfortunately, it's an audio medium, so we can't show it to you. But on her Facebook
But that's
page,
fine. Go to the Facebook page, and you should be able to find it.
Yeah.
Ayesha Broacha Illustrations on
Yeah.
Facebook.com. You should be able to find the picture.
Illustrator, no?
Illustrator.
Ayesha Broacha Illustrator.
Ayesha Broacha Illustrator.
We'll open a second page now that you mentioned
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
No, that's okay. But I mean, like we said, the word illustrator, Ayesha Broacha Illustrator. We'll say it one more time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Done.
All right. Cool. All right. Shall we go back to a few questions?
Yeah, please.
Sure. So, can one find true love on Spritzvilla? What's your humorous take on that?
She wouldn't have ever seen it, so I'll have to handle that.
No, I stopped watching MTV once Cyrus quit.
Oh, really? I
as if
stopped
you watched
watching
it
before
when I
you
was on.
quit.
Of course we did.
What rubbish. Name
I
one.
used to come and sit in the...
That was to fetch me.
No, but I used to sit there and see it live. That's worse than watching it on
That's
TV.
true.
So there.
I thought live experience is much better. We would play cricket in between takes and all. Much more
No,
fun.
I watched all their Love Line shows with Malaika and Cyrus on the couch. And
Okay.
More with
Yeah,
Sophie.
No,
When
Malaika.
Mikhail was young.
It was Malaika on the... with
Malaika
you.
was pre-Mikhail. Then she also... Because the kids were born at the same time. October and November first week.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
that generation.
Okay.
MTV was...
but Splitsvilla is a fantastic show. And
Have you ever watched Spritzvilla?
I've watched a bit of it, and I must say, I think I even had to do a bit of it once in the first season, and it's really fabulous because, like Big Boss or like Roadies, it brings the worst out of everyone, and
It
that for
does.
me is the best part of human nature. So seeing people misbehave, people who are already people you don't want to associate yourself with, and then seeing them being even worse than what they naturally are, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
They should have a Splitsvilla corridor, if Britain is listening, where Splitsvilla contestants can meet separately, somewhere perhaps, in the east or something. I don't know, maybe somewhere in Jamshedpur, that area.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
what do you guys think? And all the reality contestants can
absolutely no
move
idea.
freely without anyone having to see them.
I have nothing to say about this. I've never watched Spritzvilla or Roadies in my life.
How can you?
How can I not?
It's
or how
not
can I
possible
not?
to watch it for more than 3 minutes.
I've never seen either
No
of these
human
shows.
being,
We've outgrown that.
Yeah.
no
You
actual
can't watch
living
it.
organism watches it.
It's-
You put plants in front of the TV and they put it on. It's like that.
All right. Speaking of Loveline, we got a question about that. From MTV Loveline with Malaika till now, have you seen a difference between the questions about love in terms of quality
No, not
and
really.
sensitivity? Are you getting the same kind
No,
of things?
I
or-
think people are bolder, so they'll ask more sex questions. But other than that, the biggest problem we have is people don't have anyone to talk to. So it's hilarious. When you do this IRO HT column, also the same thing.
Right.
Half the time, it's all about the fact that they can't talk to their brother, sister, friends. So it's all about their own loneliness. And many times, they don't understand that the person they're talking about is not in love with them.
Right.
So, it's a very one-sided, the questions. It's like, I know girl, this is myself from Jalandhar. I know this girl, she's very beautiful. I want to talk to her, but I don't know how to talk to her, but she's my girlfriend. So, in his head, it's all connected in strange ways, the dots. And the bottom line is they just don't have anyone to talk to. You just need to talk.
Yeah.
And you're uncomfortable talking about subjects like girls, love, romance, sexual feeling, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I don't
But
think that
you don't
changes.
think there's been like a
They're a little bolder. People a little bolder in their questioning, but it's the same questions.
But it's the same-
I want to meet the girl. I want to meet the girl is 80% of the questions we get from men.
Really?
Yeah, because they just haven't met the girl. They see the girl at the bus stop. They look at her every day for 4 years, not knowing they're stalking. They follow her home, everything, but they don't meet. So social awkwardness is a huge thing with Indian men. You see that even now. You go to a party, all the men go and stand on one side.
Yeah.
All the
that
women go and
is
stand on
there.
one side. What the hell?
It's not even.
I go to a party, I see chicks, I'm like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, but it's not even parties. I went for a dinner with like some 25 friends, and it turned into men's table.
So
women's
why
table.
do they do
It's
that?
kind of weird.
We do that who are from
Yeah.
a certain society where we have intermingled for so many years. What about the people from societies where they haven't intermingled?
Yeah,
There's no
I know.
hope.
No, but then again, I find, that there's been a huge amount of progression between amongst couples and
Right.
a public display of affection.
I got another question about that
I
as well.
remember going to Hyde
Yeah,
Park
that's
when
true. A
I
lot more
was
people
about...
kissing and all.
Oh.
I mean, I caught you
17.
kissing yesterday.
And my sister and I were just hanging out at Hyde Park, and there were people all around us, making out, and
Right.
we were like,
So, this is
That's why the
Marine
British.
Drive is like
This
that
is why the
now.
British
Maybe
left.
do
The
every
British left to
morning
make out in
Worli
Hyde
Seaface.
Park.
Every day on my way to work, Worli Seaface, there are these 10 benches, like, where the
Right.
National Association of Blind is across from there.
So they can't
10
see anything.
benches.
That's really wrong. That's really wrong.
There, every single bench is a guy and a girl making
I
out.
apologize.
It's 10:30, 11 in the morning. They're
No,
bunking
Marine
college and
Drive?
coming out here, man. I mean, it's kind of...
they used to on Chowpatty Beach.
Yeah.
I think maybe like 10 years ago, possibly.
You all sound
they
like
had
voyeurs.
They had put these little benches under tents. You know,
Okay.
it was, I think, more for shade, but it was a convenient sort of makeout place.
Right.
Because it was also quite covered. You know, and people would
Yeah.
sort of restrict their activity to those. Now it's
All over.
on the wall,
Yeah.
on the sand, on the benches,
So
everywhere.
let's ask the question, right? So Tarun Kaushik is asking this question. What's your take on public display of affection? How much do you think becomes too
See,
much?
Indian men are ugly, more or less. So I think if they would not be seen, it would be better. I have no problem with Indian women. So what I would like is reverse the burqa. You cover the man, leave a little slit for his lips, and you kiss him publicly as much as you want. But don't make me look at him. I can't stand to look at Indian men. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Amit,
I
what's your
hope you
take?
don't want to be looking at Indian
No, but
men.
they're terrible. Terrible to look at. Indian women, by and large, I'm sorry, Naveen, you're in the wrong market. You should have been born in another country. This is not working. Leave now. Yeah.
No, I'm completely okay with it. Why not?
Yeah, I think so too.
As long as you don't drop your pants and start doing other things,
Right.
you know.
Well, I think it's fine too as well. I don't really have an issue with it.
Pants-
Much
the other
rather
thing.
that
Why do
than,
Indian men only
than
wear
being
long pants?
hypocritical and
Yeah.
pretending that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, those moral police and everybody should be sent away. It's all nonsense.
All right. Okay, so now here's so I think let's ask this last question before we go into the AMAs, right?
Okay.
What's the most romantic date you guys have ever been on?
Oh God.
This is from Dipen Acharya.
Okay, so we've been on romantic dates, but
And
separately.
he is
So-
writing very clearly, be truthful.
Yeah, so we've been on romantic dates separately. I went with this other girl on an elephant once. It was wonderful. I dropped her off the elephant towards the end of the date. And Ayesha has been on many different dates.
Have we ever done anything romantic?
But
like
Kunal's
that?
always been there, so is that still a date? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I know now it's a little
wait,
uncomfortable to
I
not
took you to
have Kunal
Jaipur.
there.
I took you to Frankfurt. I took you to...
Those were not romantic. You were scared to travel alone, so
Yeah.
I came. Not romantic.
But I took you...
Our honeymoon was terrible.
That was terrible. She took me to a motel in Paris called El Dorado. How can you go to
doesn't
Paris
matter.
and have a motel called El
I'm
Dorado?
going back to
my
Paris.
leg,
I'm
my leg
going
was
by
touching the
myself.
wall when I
And you
slept.
stayed
It's
El
so
Dorado.
small.
And I'm going to
It's the
redeem
first world
myself.
country, and the houses are the rooms
Alone.
are so small.
I will find some Parisian over there to
The
be
bathroom was such
romantic
that when
with.
you sit on the pot, both your elbows touch the walls. You
It's
tell
like
me.
Bombay, sorry.
The shower is over the bathroom. It's over the pot.
Doesn't matter.
So the pot and your shower are the same
Everybody
thing.
doesn't live in Malabar
This is
Hill.
France. They took liberty, equality a little too far, if you ask me. And fraternity. I mean, 18 men inside that place. Oh, God, it was
No, there
terrible.
was nobody. That was lovely. It was a
was
very
the worst-
quaint bohemian
worst
little
place.
hotel.
How could you have a name
I
like El
am
Dorado, a
going
Spanish
back.
name?
Doesn't
I mean,
matter.
you know, it's like...
It was
I mean,
sweet.
it doesn't
The
make
pictures
sense.
were great. It had a lot of charm. And I'm sorry you didn't see any of it.
It was terrible. And she made me walk. You know, I felt like I was
What do you
Gestapo.
know in Paris?
The only
Take
other
a
people
taxi?
who walked in Paris were the Gestapo in the 40s.
Everybody is walking.
Up and down,
You're
up
supposed
and
to walk
down,
in
the
Paris. What are you
gendarmes.
talking about?
How much can...
Listen,
Gendarme.
I want
this
to see you walk in Paris.
Dude,
Paris
this much I know, okay? Paris
it's
people
not,
walk.
It's not 100 yards. It's a walk.
It's far, yeah,
She made me
people
walk from
walk.
8 in the morning to 6 in the evening. You might as well have conquered France.
So Paris and New York are two of the biggest walking cities in the world. It's known,
New York
man.
is easier. Paris is terrible.
Hello. You walk from here to there, you
We
complain it
weren't
doesn't
allowed to eat
matter where.
breakfast. We were allowed to take breaks. It was
We
not fun.
ate lots of nice things, but you were just complaining and whining the whole
I
time.
felt I was with the same Nazi company in the 40s. There was no difference except now I was in shorts.
All right, so the
I'm going
honeymoon
back
was
to Paris.
clearly not
It's
the
on
most
my bucket
romantic.
list.
The worst. You remember the movie Forget Paris? That's my story.
I'm going back there.
All right, we'll be back with the AMAs.
Did you know India's most popular music festival was, in a way, conceived in Estonia? We speak to someone who knows a thing or two about making the NH7 Weekender happen.
Did you know that some termites in Africa have a pleasant minty flavor? And just as well, because we might all be eating them in a few years anyway.
Did you know that the world's greatest collection of human knowledge got its initial funding from a porn site? That's how Wikipedia started, and we tell you how it works.
Hey, I'm Chuck.
I'm Naren.
And I'm Sriket.
And together we're
Simplified.
Your fortnightly look at burning issues that you should know about.
Told to you in a way you'll understand, with humor, bad jokes, and PG Wodehouse references.
So that you can look smarter with minimal effort.
We're smart, funny.
Erudite and wise.
And ultra crepidarian.
Wait, what's that?
To find out, tune into our show. Episodes out every fortnight on all podcast apps near you. And on the IVM podcast app as well.
Oh yeah.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
We're back with the AMAs.
All right, so the first question I got is from Abhinav. Why are there lots of Indians everywhere? Many times when I wake up on the streets of Melbourne, I don't get the feeling that I'm in Australia. Is there any solution for this?
It is the most painful truth. And Abhinav, I feel your pain. We go to our travel agent for the summer holiday. We always ask, what are the chances of bumping into Indians? Because there's just too many of us. The whole fun goes out of it if we don't see other people. We might as well be in Gateway of India or India Gate.
What about your cricket match in London last year?
Oh my God! I think I already spoke about that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, the India versus Pakistan at the Oval. We booked tickets. We went there. Everybody speaking Urdu or Hindi. Everybody brown skin.
I think I knew
and it's hot like an Indian match. Summer. There were no white people. There were no black people. It was only Indians and Pakistanis. I was like, what? What the hell? I mean, the Wagah border. What's going on?
But that's not surprising. I mean, I think I knew 10 people at that match myself.
I mean, Doshi, there was only us.
Yeah.
And then when you exit the place, you see a sea of brown skinned people and you realize how many of us are there. There's so many of us. We should start a second India of all the people outside. It'll be more than the people in India, I'm telling you. In South America, in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, not in Sao Paulo. Okay, as we enter the airport, we went for this Khatro Ke Khiladi, don't ask me why. We enter after 22 hours on a plane. The first guy speaks to me in Marathi as a Kasakai Cyrus. I'm like, who are you? He's a teller there, helping with tickets and all that. He's like, I miss home, yaar. And all. I'm like, God, the first person I see from bloody Mumbai. Very painful. Yeah, so I totally understand his pain and I don't know what to do about this. Is there any country left? Because even the slightly right-wing countries, the poor Syria and all that, even they've enlisted people to join, etc., etc. So even there are Indians.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Is there please, write and tell us a country where there are no Indians. There must be one.
We will not find. We are traveling people, man. Maybe North Korea, no Indians.
They must be. Who will open the motels and all that there? Who will do the laundry?
There are no hotels, no?
Indian restaurants gone. Mera baap chalega. Come on, explain.
But I think, that might be it. All right. My question to Cyrus is, so I don't know what this is, so I mean a little explanation. As the poster boy of the Parsi community, what are your thoughts about Shehzad Poonawala's actions in recent times?
He's taken on the BJP. First, he was from the BJP. Yeah, see, I can't explain or endorse or stand or protect anybody else. I'm really not interested beyond a point.
What is this? I'm not sure what this is.
Well, he's taken on the BJP over certain issues, not just one.
Okay.
Challenged him to this, that and the other. And there's an ongoing battle. And considering that he is from the party, so it's a little...
Oh, okay, so he's a BJP member who is taking them on. Okay, all right.
So he's done public litigation and this and that, and it's going on. But, it's got nothing to do with Parsis. He's doing that on his own whim. As a citizen of the country.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with any Parsi issue. But I don't want to be the poster boy for anybody, please.
I think you're the poster boy.
I know, I don't want to. The poster boy for Parsis is Ratan Tata. Alright? He's the most famous Parsi as far as I know. Or Zubin Mehta. Or possibly even Gary Lawyer. Or Baman Nirani, the actor.
Okay.
Or if push comes to shove, Shamak Dawar.
Is this like Parsis of...
Okay, these are poster men. So I'll be the poster boy then. Alright, I'll take the job.
Okay.
You have grown, Cyrus.
You admit it? You admit it, sweetie?
None.
Come on, sweetie, tell the truth. I have grown.
Smaller in some parts and older
smaller in some parts. Humor.
Some ways, yeah.
Smaller is your fault. I should have grown bigger.
My fault?
Yeah.
I hardly think so. You've brought it upon yourself.
No.
Don't blame me. Huh?
It's your job to make sure that I'm not smaller. Well, it used to be your job. Now we've freelanced.
Right,
I'm looking for someone else.
Just give your website again, na? Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay,
Ayesha Broacha, illustrator, looking for someone else.
Yeah,
looking
people
for
will find me.
To make bigger.
All right, let's do this last one, okay? Mahim Gautam, I think this is a question he's making just to have fun with you, but how rich would you be today if you got a rupee for every time someone said, oh, I grew up watching you?
Yeah, shoot, I do get a lot of that.
Yeah.
Worst part is some of them are grandfathers. It's really embarrassing. But that's a lot. It's very embarrassing. It's sad. It never makes me happy. I just feel like crying inside. But I smile because they mean well. You can't say anything bad to someone. And what do you do?
Nothing.
As you age, these things are going to get worse.
You started doing stuff when you were young.
No, imagine they'll Google me one day.
Yeah.
Who are you? Let me check. Is that bad? Yeah, what do you do?
No, you already get Googled quite a bit.
I've been working the business since 85. I did my first play at the age of 14 in 1985.
Yeah, so there you go.
And so I've completed 32 years and the government has given me nothing. No plot of land to start my cricket academy, nothing. I got nothing. Government, if you're listening, I want something. 32 years I've given. Where's my Padma Shri? Where's my Vibhushan? I got nothing.
Yeah,
give me the Arjuna award for sport at least. Something I should
sport?
get. Who cares? Just give the award, we'll figure the sport.
Somebody quoted you recently. Some politician quoted you saying that if you're
Prakash Javadekar,
if you're Cyrus Broacha can make fun of this.
So this is after the they went after the BJP hugging thing in that vignette. I don't know if you all saw that video, went viral. The
Right,
Congress made a video.
yeah.
And quite funny video. So then Prakash Javadekar in the press conference screamed at the press and said, what is this nonsense? How can they do this? It's below the dignity of, party should not cross lines, making fun of the Prime Minister, hugging, etc. It's okay if Cyrus Broacha makes fun of the Prime Minister, but not the Congress.
Which I thought was quite cool.
So as long as what it means is exactly that's fine. But we got a little scared. Yeah, we said maybe we'll just stick to the finance minister for a 1 month or so.
No, but I think you got the certificate for that now.
They're watching you.
So Ayesha, let me ask you a question. I mean, like the fact that Cyrus does political comedy and stuff like that, does that kind of worry you, bother you? Are you afraid for his life in any time? Are you afraid for his sanity?
She's got the insurance covered.
I worry more about all the weight gain and weight loss, all the stuff he takes, for the bodybuilding
the supplementary stuff.
Yeah, all of that is more worrisome. I don't think any politician will want him in a room for longer than,
Especially a room with a bathroom.
Yeah, oh my God.
All right, but before we go, 5 things that you really like about Cyrus Broacha, since you are supposedly the wife. And your time starts now.
Why don't you start first? Then I'll
5 things. Ayesha.
Let's see.
I like Ayesha's courage, organization, the way she deals with kids, dressing sense, and above all, the fact that she's the man in the family. Now, what is your thing? Go.
That's he says that all the time.
I was very quick. Come on, 5 things. Come on, Ayesha Broacha. Don't waste my time.
I'm truthful.
Do 3, yaar. Agar recession hai, to 3 karo. Come on, 3. 2. Give me one thing, please. Just one thing. Okay, let's move to 5 things you don't like. 5 things you don't like. Come on, fast.
That you never make the bed.
Okay,
I don't think
4.
there's been a single day.
Don't overdo the 1 point. Go to the next one.
Then,
4.
Your ghastly shorts.
Okay,
Can
3.
you get rid of those? The sandals with it.
3. That's 1. No, 3 more.
All this bodybuilding, but you don't throw the earbuds away. They're too heavy to pick up.
That's funny. 2. Naveen is going bizarre. See how many people hate me? Naveen, Amit, Chavan. Not so bad.
Yeah, no, every time I complain that it's too cold, you want me to touch the wet patches in your underarms. I mean, like, what's with that? That's disgusting.
Okay, one to go. I'll give you that. It's all true. One to go.
One more?
Yeah.
And,
can I make one suggestion?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
The wet towels on the bed. No?
That we've managed to fix over the last 17 years.
Okay. I just don't use a towel.
Yeah, there are no wet towels.
I bathe and walk around wet.
Why can't we hang the towel up? Why are they
But there can't be one. One has to be worse than that. It's all the same. Give me one. Something different.
No, he does this other thing where when you ask him to do something, he'll say, give me 5 seconds. But the 5 seconds has elapsed.
That's because I have an issue. I couldn't explain that.
We never get
I
there.
have Genghis Khan's bloodline and I don't like rewinding. So when I go forward, after I cross a point, they say, okay, can you pass me a glass of water? So they'll give me 5 seconds. I've gone in this direction. I need to change and come back there. I don't like to rewind and go back.
Yeah, but everybody else has to walk backwards for you.
I never ask people to do anything when they're in the wrong place.
Excuse me.
You go to Sweden, I don't say go to Norway and get me something. It's
I
like
don't
that.
think you even notice that we've reached Sweden when you ask us to, turn around and go to
Ayesha
Norway.
Broacha, you lucky woman to having married this beast. God bless you. Happy Valentine's Day from all of us here. For the 5 bad things, we thank you. For the no good things, we thank you.
I can't think of any.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Trying.
Water off a duck's back.
All right.
Okay, that's it from Cyrus Says. It's Amit, me and Ayesha saying bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you. We need you. If you have any questions, write to us online and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called May.
And that's what Cyrus says.
As you can see, we have a podcast listener in his natural habitat. Millions of years of evolution have led him to this point. He's on his way to work and listening to podcasts makes his miserable day better. He will now head to work and use all his knowledge to communicate with other colleagues and possibly future mates. You can find more of his species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out all the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.